so everybody knows, even the left, especially the left, they know that conservatives are happier.
Hit me with it.
Now, there is a new study by the famous Nate Silver that shows that among all the factors in your life, your politics are not just highly predictive, they are the most predictive.
So allow me to introduce you to systems justification theory, which contends that conservatives are particularly invested in maintaining the status quo. Perhaps because they believe that it is reflective of the wisdom of the ages, but also no doubt because they personally benefit from it. That belief requires them to rationalize and justify social inequality and the oppression of large groups of other people. This is why conservatives are more likely to believe that wealth, health, racial inequalities are fair and even deserved. People who identify as liberal, on the other hand, are much more likely to say this is unfair, say that they are unhappy with the system as it is, and to want to challenge and change it. So if we accept the premise that conservatives are happier than liberals, that only makes sense, right? The people for whom the system was designed to work, men, white people, Christians, would be happiest with the system as it's working.
Look at this scale. The further to the right on the scale means that you're happier. And it turns out when you're further to the right in your politics, you'll be further to the right in this chart.
However, I don't think that we should necessarily take this measurement of happiness at face value. Firstly, because happiness is a difficult thing to measure. Many of the methodologies that have been employed to attempt to measure it have now been called into question. There's also the increasing ideological divide between what words even mean when people are asked to self-report. As in this review of studies on the mental health of conservatives and liberals, found that if you change the word mental health to mood in surveys given to conservatives and liberals, the supposed gap that existed between them that suggested that liberals have much poorer mental health completely disappeared. Problem was the stigma that conservatives attached to the term mental health. Stigma that was not nearly so strong among the liberal respondents. Now, to be totally clear, I'm not saying that conservatives aren't happier than liberals. I'm not saying that they are. I'm saying that we have to ask very difficult questions of these kinds of studies. Questions that the original content creator in her gleeful report on this study was simply too incurious to ask. And appropriately, I think, her video seems to support systems justification theory, given how, when accepted unthinkingly, it continues to justify her moral outlook. But again, happiness is a notoriously difficult thing to measure. If we actually want to understand it, we have to dig a whole lot deeper than looking at some numbers on a scale.